All right. So today's lecture is going to be on physical science or force-field physical science. The question I'm trying to answer is, what is physical science? So the way to start this is by talking about science. There are two main categories. Well, actually, science in general is the study of the universe, of everything in the universe. And so to separate science out, we can separate it into two different areas: pure science and applied science. Now, pure science is most easily defined as the gathering of new information or the discovery of a new relationship or fact. So this is to gather new info. Notice new is important here. And to discover new relationships and facts. So that's what pure science is. We go out, we gather information, we discover new connections between things, we discover new important observations about the universe. Applied science is finding a practical use for the scientific information of pure science. So this is the practical application. Now, you could also think of this as like technology. That's another way, that one of the significant ways that we apply science is we create technology. An example of a pure scientific information kind of pure science kind of idea is the idea of gravity. If we take we go to the tree that Newton was supposedly sitting under. Oh, sorry, terrible tree. And as he was sitting under this tree, an apple fell on his head. Oops. An apple fell on his head. And this apple gave him the idea that gravity was a force directed towards the center of whatever planet we are on. Now, if we take this information and we try to apply it, we can then, in a interesting way, figure out a way to take a rocket on one planet, to put energy into it, to shoot it off into the sky, and get it to then orbit or run into another planet if we wanted to, such as they did with the Mars rover when it went out and took data on Mars' surface. So those are some examples of pure science where we're just trying to figure out facts or information, and applied science where we're trying to figure out how to use this information. All right, if we take pure science, we can further break pure science down into three categories. We have life science, which, as you might expect, is to do with life. And so this is the study of living organisms. Second category is earth science. Earth science, and it's is focused on non-living organisms. Well, non-living things, and is also specifically within the context of Earth and space. So this is things like Earth science studies things like geology. Can't spell today. Geology. Geology at the atmosphere, the air around us, water and how it relates to things, the sun and the other stars, how the like the Milky Way galaxy and how they all are related. That's an X, not a Z. Sorry. That is what what earth science studies. A similar topic is physical science, which we will be talking about in this class. Physical science is also of non-living things, but is specifically focused on matter and energy and how those two relate to the world. So, physical science, matter, and energy. Now, let's clarify what we mean by matter and energy. These are, in general, the stuff that the universe is made of. If you think of, the universe is made of many things. So let's think of some examples. I want you to make a list of 3 things that are made of matter. And then make a list of 3 things that are made of energy. You're welcome to pause the video at this point to create these lists, or I will give you a couple of seconds to come up with them. Here are some examples of how I answer this question. 3 things that are made of matter. Some examples of things that are made of matter are the sun. It's made of matter. Humans are made of matter. Rocks are made of matter. Atoms are made of matter. There are many things that are made of matter. 3 things are made of energy. These can be more difficult to identify. One example is light. Another one, sound. Those are both made of energy. We could also say heat is made of energy. And lightning. Lightning? Yeah, I think so. Lightning is also made of energy. So these are some examples of things that are made of energy and matter. That's an important thing to have. The next thing we need to talk about, though, is now that we know what physical science is then, as we said earlier, the study of matter and energy. Let's talk about specifically the goals for this class. There are 4 of them throughout the semester that will happen throughout the year. Let me paste them in here so you can see them. Ooh. Yes. All right, I'll need to make them bigger here in a moment. Give me a couple of moments here. Edit. Format text. Okay, so the first of these is to teach you that atomic structure determines the chemical and physical properties of a substance. So the atoms and the way that they are arranged determines the chemical properties and the physical properties of that substance. The second thing I want to focus on is that the contents and concentrations of solutions determine the properties of solutions. So once again, contents is type, concentration is amount of solutions, of stuff in solutions, determines the properties of those solutions. All right. The other 2 that we're going to talk about are that forces affect the behavior of objects. If I put a force on an object, it will change its behavior. And the last one is energy can be transferred. Energy can be transferred and transformed from one form to another. Now, the way this is generally going to work is I expect that these first two is what we're going to focus on for the first semester, and the tentative plan is to cover the other two in the second semester. So in general, that's how we're going to go about this class. Now, your homework for the evening is to do the following. First, to write notes on this material in your notebook. Okay. Second thing is that you need to create or pose 3 questions that you think could be answered by physical science. All right, pose 3 questions that you think could be answered by physical science, and write notes on this material in the notebook, so the material in the lecture. All right, that is your homework for tomorrow. I will see you then. Thank you. Have a good day.